Greetings, family. Happy Sabbath. Come sit at the table and have a sip with Mama. I've got something that I would like for us to talk about. The family table is where we slow down, gather together, have conversations that help us examine not only the world we're building, but who we are becoming while we build. And today's conversation has to do with the garden that we are building. As with gardens, it's necessary to have fertile soil. And there's also sowing and reaping that must happen. And so today's family talk is going to begin with this question. Are we building community, or are we selling access to belonging? We often speak about creating the community of the future. We talk about new systems, new technologies, new platforms, new ways of working and connecting. But check it out. New spaces with new tools and new features, it does not automatically create new ways of relating. Because if connection still depends on being in the right circle, having private access, being recognized by the right people, or buying into the right offering, then we just might not be building a new future at all. It's similar to putting down fake grass to have a good look without doing the work. You know, we may simply be recreating the same exclusions of the past in a more modern form. And so that leads me to an even deeper question to present to the family today. When did community become the product? Please think about that. Let it sit in your heart and your soul and in the proper place for conviction. Because community, when in the right space with the right people, that's our family. So are we purchasing family? Community was not originally something people purchased. Community formed through shared life, shared family, shared responsibility, shared traditions, shared codes of ethics, shared belief systems, shared survival, shared ways to nurture and care. Tribes and communities were built through what people practiced and protected together. They were not simply formed because someone bought access. So today, I think we have to ask, if people must purchase something before they can experience visibility, inclusion, relational closeness, response, or even a sense of belonging, are we selling a product within a community? Or are we quietly making community itself the thing that's being sold? And I want to be clear, okay? There's nothing inherently wrong with paid offerings. I get it. There's nothing wrong with charging for education, for tools, mentorships, resources, specialized knowledge, experiences, or even greater access. Communities Communities require labor, they require resources, they require time, structure, and support. So there is nothing wrong with having levels. I just want to be clear about that. There's nothing wrong with having boundaries. And most definitely, there's nothing wrong with having gates because not everyone is made for every community, and not everyone who enters a community has the best interests of the community at heart. So sometimes gates are necessary. I get it. They can protect people from harm, they can protect the purpose of the space, the codes of ethics, they can preserve trust. They can determine whether someone genuinely aligns with the values, responsibilities, and ethics of the community. So the real question is not, should a community have gates? The real question that I'm presenting to the family at the table today is, have we defined and been intentional about what those gates are and what they are protecting? Are they protecting safety, purpose, integrity, trust, shared values, mutual care? Or this is the opportunity to be real with ourselves if we really want to affect change? Or are they protecting popularity, social access, favoritism, hierarchy, the comfort or ego boost of an inner circle? A healthy gate says, this is what we believe. This is how we treat one another. This is what protects the integrity of the space. This is our commitment to hospitality and care. And if you choose to enter, these are the responsibilities you are agreeing to uphold. This is nurturing fertile, healthy soil for our garden. An unhealthy gate says, do the right people recognize you as one of us? This is where boundaries can quietly become cliques. This is where protection can become exclusion. And this is where community can start to feel less like a shared relationship and more like a social product. Because a community cannot become the future by reproducing the same social dynamics that made people feel unseen, unwanted, ignored, or unworthy in the past. That is straight up fake grass. Many people enter new communities carrying memories of being excluded. They remember what it felt like not to fit in, not to be invited, not to be acknowledged, not to be heard, not to be considered important enough to enter the room. But when we are finally given the opportunity to help build something different, we have to ask ourselves, are we creating the community we once needed? Or are we recreating the very behaviors that made us stop trusting community and families in the first place? And again, the problem is not that there are paid rooms, okay? The problem is not that some people receive deeper knowledge. The problem is not that there are specialized spaces with specialized mentorship opportunities and leadership rooms or advanced access. The problem begins when basic human regard is hidden behind those walls, when people are treated as though they matter more after they purchase something, when belonging becomes connected to status, when visibility depends on proximity to the center, when people who were once relational suddenly becomes distant because they entered a more influential circle and now they've become part of a prized included access. That is when we have to ask whether the product has levels or whether we have assigned levels to human value. Because products may have tiers, knowledge may have levels, access may deepen, responsibilities may increase, but human dignity should not have a premium version. People should not have to purchase their humanity to feel seen, heard, or acknowledged. They should not have to buy visibility. They should not have to earn basic respect through proximity to power. Community should not be the prize waiting at the end of a transaction. Community should be the living field that holds the people, the values, the accountability, and the shared purpose together. The products can exist within the field. The learning can deepen within that field. The levels can develop within that field, but the community itself should not disappear behind the wall. And when there are levels within a community, those levels should actually mean something. In many traditional communities, a person might receive a feather, a bead, a charm, a medal, a garment, a title, or even most often a new responsibility after completing a process or reaching a new level of growth. Those symbols were not always meant to communicate superiority or to be deemed more important because they've paid more money. They often represented responsibility, service, wisdom, stewardship, accountability, the ability to carry more for the community. So perhaps advancement in a healthy community should not mean I am more important than you, I have more money than you, I paid for more access than you. Perhaps it should mean I am now more responsible for how you are treated. The closer someone is to the center of a community, the more responsible they should become for keeping the pathways healthy for those who come after them. Greater access should bring greater accountability. Greater influence should bring greater service. Greater visibility should bring greater responsibility to embody the values of the community. Because shared language without shared accountability is only branding. A community becomes real when its principles are visible in the behavior of its leadership and its members, especially in how they treat people who have less influence. So perhaps the future of a community is not a world without gates, gates that protect rather than dominate, gates based on conduct rather than popularity, gates that explain what is required, gates that allow people to decide honestly whether the community is aligned with them, and perhaps the product can have paywalls without the community itself becoming the paywall. The product may offer deeper knowledge, more direct support, advanced tools, specialized experience, leadership opportunities, or greater responsibility. I get it. We're funding a nation. But behind that wall should not be the only place where people are treated like they belong. So the question I want to place at the center of our table today is, how do we create communities with meaningful boundaries, standards, initiation, and accountability without turning belonging into a product or allowing protection to become a disguise for exclusion? Here are a few more questions for us to sit with today. What should someone truly be agreeing to when they enter a community? What moral and ethical code should members be expected to uphold? Which parts of a community should remain open, even when some products and services are paid? How do we distinguish alignment from conformity? How do we know when a protective circle has become a clique? And what are the processes to dismantle that? Should advancement within a community bring more privilege, more responsibility, or both? And are the people closest to the center helping create more doors or simply building more polished walls? Because if we are serious about building the community of the future, building a new nation, a new civilization, we can not only examine the technology, we have to examine the relationships. We have to examine the gates. We have to examine exactly what is being sold. How is belonging being distributed? And we have to become honest about whether the spaces we are creating allow people to feel safe, seen, responsible, and human. Or are we creating spaces full of fake grass? It's true that not everyone will belong in every community, but everyone should be treated with dignity while discovering where they belong. So as we leave the table today, I invite you to carry this question with you. Are we actively building the kind of community we want to belong to? Or are we unconsciously recreating exclusion by turning access, recognition, and belonging into a product? The future of community, of our nation, of our new civilization will not be proven by what we call our spaces. It will be revealed by what people experience inside them and by whether our presence becomes a doorway for others or if it just becomes another wall they have to fight and find their way around.